Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is November 1st, 2023, and it's reported that Puma could replace Nike as Barcelona's main sponsor. Also, it's reported that the club are heavily interested in signing Girona's winger, Savio or Savinho, as he's known. And finally, Barcelona are in race with Real Madrid to sign a 14-year-old Brazilian Wonderkid. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and this is Barca News' official live streams, which are on every Monday and Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As usual, we'll do a segment of news, and we'll head to the chat section to get a discussion going and answer any kind of questions. And for those of you who will be watching the live stream when it ends, I will be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through the discussion. Now, having said that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you leave a comment. YouTube just changed their algorithm these past few days, and they're heavily focusing on likes and comments. So please, in order to help this channel grow, make sure you hit that like on every video you watch and you drop a comment, even if it's just a hello or hi, because now YouTube is counting those a lot more than the views themselves. So again, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Kip bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. Both links are in the description. Now, having said all that, let's dive right in the news. There's a lot to cover today. And the first bit of news is that Puma could end up replacing Nike as Barcelona's main sponsor. Now, Barcelona has had an agreement with Nike since 1998. And the contract goes all the way to 2028. So that's almost 30 years of partnership with Nike, who are in charge, of course, of manufacturing all the clothing for Barcelona, from the home kit all the way to the training equipment that Barcelona uses. And Barcelona gets paid around 105 million euros per season from Nike, which can go up all the way to 155 million euros per season, depending on the bonuses and variables. And as I reported in a previous video, Barcelona are currently trying to renegotiate that deal with Nike because Barcelona believe that they could get more money out of this partnership, especially since Barcelona's brand has grown ever since Joan Laporta's took over the club. Now, Joan Laporta and his board of directors have been doing an amazing job as far as growing the Barcelona brand. They have partnered up with more than 20 sponsors. They have also generated a record-breaking 350 million euros from the commercial department last season, which was a 43% increase from the prior season. So Barcelona have definitely done a great job as far as their marketing, partner up with new sponsors and partners, and especially the deal with Spotify, where we've seen, these really cool limited edition jerseys, whether it was the Rolling Stone logo replacing the Spotify, the Motomami from Rosalia, or even the Drake's Owl OVO. And all this has done is grown Barcelona's brand and has attracted a lot more interest from companies. And now companies from all around the world, from all different industries, are fighting in order to become Barcelona sponsors. And while it seems that amongst these companies who are looking to work with Barcelona are Puma. Now, Puma are reportedly willing to offer Barcelona double what Nike is currently paying Barcelona in order to become the main sponsor of the club. And as I said before, the deal with Nike does expire in 2028. And it's reported that Barcelona are open to listen to any offers from any other companies, including Puma, unless, of course, Nike does end up renegotiating their contract with Barcelona and offering more money. So definitely be on the lookout for Puma, who are coming in guns blazing, looking to take the place of Nike. And I do like to hear from you. What do you think if Puma starts manufacturing Barcelona's jerseys instead of Nike? Would you like to see that or not? Let me know in the chat section. So speaking of the chat section, let's start with a few comments and questions, and then we will talk about Barcelona's interest in Girona's winger, Savio, or Savinho as he is known. All right, Joshua says, greetings from The Hague, Netherlands. That's awesome. What's up, Joshua? Thank you for joining the live stream. And I think you're the first person from the Netherlands to join the live stream, so that's pretty cool. Thank you again. I have a really good friend who lives really near The Hague in Netherlands, and he's always inviting me to go. So hopefully in the spring, I'll be visiting. I would love to visit the Netherlands. I have yet to make my way there, and I would love to see the tulip fields in the Netherlands. So definitely on my list. And again, thank you for watching. And Young Braveheart, what's up, man? Says, what's up, Mo? How you doing, bro? I'm great. Just happy to be here on the live stream. I always love to do these live streams because I get to interact with you guys. So thank you, everyone, for joining the live stream and for your comments. And King City FX says, hey, Mo, I really want to see the Gabi, FDJ, and Pedri midfield link up. I do too. I can't wait for Pedri and Frankie de Jong to come back. Actually, they're both are reportedly healthy. They're both going to be available for selection this weekend against Real Sociedad. So all the injured players are healthy, are back for and available for selection, except, of course, Sergi Roberto. All right, Deez says, Mo, this is my first time joining the live stream from Boston. You inspired me to write an essay about sociological Madridismo, and I got an A on it. So it's, oh wow, that's amazing. First of all, thank you for joining the live stream for the first time. I really hope you enjoy it. I really hope to see you in more live streams. And that's freaking awesome about the essay. Good job on the A. Congratulations on the A. Actually, I would love to read it. If you could send me the email, my email, or the channel's email is in the info. If you could send me that essay, I would love to read it. I actually in undergrad I majored in political science, so I wrote a lot of essays about sociological and political issues. So I would love to read the essay. So if you could email it to me, that'd be amazing. Luke says, why is it that Barcelona doesn't want to open a store in the U.S. for some of us that in the USA? You know what? I've been asking myself this question for a very long time, and actually I have a WhatsApp group with a lot of friends of mine who are Barcelona fans, and we literally talk about this issue every freaking week. Like, what is going on? The U.S. is the biggest economy in the world, the largest market in the world, and Barcelona doesn't have a store here. Like, how stupid is that? Like, whoever's in charge of deciding what markets get its stores should be fired, like seriously, and replaced, because the fact that Barcelona doesn't have a store here, it's crazy. But don't worry, if you do want Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. The link is in the description. They have a lot of stuff. They always have sales, and they do ship to the US. But yeah, I'm with you 100%. It's a very, very stupid thing that Barcelona doesn't have a store in the US. But anyways, let's get back to the news, because it's reported that Barcelona are interested in signing Girona's winger, Savio, or as he's known, Savinho. Now, for those of you who don't know who Savinho is, he's a 19-year-old left winger. He could also play in the middle and on the right wing, but he mostly plays as a left winger. In fact, he's not a Girona player. He's a trois, as you say it in French, player, but he's currently on loan with Girona. And he's been doing spectacular during this season. He scored 4 goals and provided 4 assists so far. And he has caught the attention of Barcelona scouts, who have been providing Deco a lot of positive reports. And it's reported that Deco is very, very interested in signing Savinho this upcoming summer. Now, Savinho is a player known for his incredible speed. He has incredible dribbling abilities. He has that one-to-one abilities. He also is a player who can widen that field, make him much bigger. He also has a lot of depth. And that's something that Deco believes that Barcelona are desperately, desperately missing, because we've seen, Rafinha, we've seen Ferran are not really that great on the left wing. We do have Joao Felix who plays there, but he's not really a natural left winger per se. So Barcelona considered that they are in desperate need of an actual specialist in that position. And well, here comes Savinho, who is exactly that, and again, who has seen an explosion with Girona during this season. Now, Savinho did spend last season on loan with PSV Eindhoven. It didn't really work out, so he went back to Troyes, and then Troyes sent him over to Girona. And so far, again, under Mitchell, he's been doing spectacular. He's become kind of one of the most important players of Girona, and his current market value sits at 20 million euros, which of course is pretty much affordable for Barcelona. So Barcelona heavily considering signing Savinho this summer. Now, the only problem is that, of course, Troyes, who are the club that Savinho belongs to, and Girona are all part of the City Group. Of course, City Group also owns Manchester City. So this is a group, incredibly wealthy group who are very, very tough negotiators. So this could be a problem for Barcelona. But nonetheless, remember that name, Savinho, because Deco is reportedly hell-bent on signing the player. Now, this news was broken by Joaquim Piera. I've mentioned Joaquim Piera in my previous videos and live stream. He's a reporter who specializes in the Brazilian market. He's kind of like the Fabrizio Romano of the Brazilian market. He's the one who broke the news about Barcelona signing Vitor Roque. He's the one who broke the news about Real Madrid signing Endrick. So what I'm trying to say is when Joaquim Piera reports anything about Brazilian players, we have to listen because it's usually spot on. So if Joaquim Piera says that Deco is heavily interested in Savinho and wants to sign him, then you better believe that this news is true. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. My allergies are killing me. But let's get back to the chat section, and then we'll talk about another Brazilian player that Barcelona are looking to sign. And we do have the first donation of today. Young Braveheart, thank you so much for your donation. You're freaking amazing. And he says, thanks for everything, Mo, and we are getting healthy again. So let's go. No, not thank me. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for always being in the live streams, for always commenting. And yes, we are getting healthy. Our players are all available for selection again, except for Sergio Roberto. So that's very exciting. And we'll see what the team can do on the weekend against Real Sociedad. It is an away match, and that's always a difficult match for Barcelona against Real Sociedad. But hopefully it goes all well and we can recover our winning streak. By the way, Barcelona was the only team in Europe left that had gone undefeated in the season. And after we lost the Clásico, unfortunately, we lost that. But what can we do? All right, Luke says, why is it that Barcelona doesn't want to open us? Oh, wait, I already did that. That's why it's marked. Sorry. Okay. Seb says, Mo, do you think Barca should spend 100 million on Felix or Musiala? I mean, Barcelona cannot spend 100 million on anyone. So it's really a futile question because there is no 100 million to spend. It's kind of like asking, hey, do you want to spend 10 million on a Lambo or 10 million on a Ferrari? Well, the answer is I don't have 10 million, so I can't really spend on any. So I'll just keep driving my Mazda. Marek says, Mo, do you think Gundogan is regretting coming to Barca? Absolutely not. Barcelona has always been the dream club for Ilkay Gundogan. Also, his wife was not happy living in Manchester. Much happier now. She's in Barcelona. So no, he's not regretting it. His statements, he just wanted to see more passion from his teammates, which is normal. Every leader wants to see that. Every leader wants to, see his teammates, take a defeat seriously to heart because, he wants to see an answer, not just like, oh, well, we lost. Oh, well, fuck it, Okay. Roger says, Mo, do you watch Barca Athletic over the weekend? They have the same problem as the first, create a lot of chances and don't score. I have not watched Barca Athletic in a few weeks. I do keep up with the news. I do keep up with their players, but I haven't seen a few matches. I think the last match I saw was at the beginning of the season. It's unfortunate. I've been really busy with work. So between, the first team and the news really does not leave me much time for Barca Athletic. But I don't think the first team's problem is scoring. I think the first team's problem is creating chances because we don't really create chances. So I don't know. Anyways, Seb says, hey, Mo, can you talk about Balde and how his form has dropped? Let's play kind of mid. His form has not dropped. What has dropped is the form of the entire team. But unfortunately, I don't know why people usually like to single out certain players, but Balde's form has not dropped. What has dropped is the entire team's form. So that's what I believe. Anyways, let's get back to the news because we do have to talk about another Brazilian player that Barcelona are seriously considering, or not seriously considering, they actually want to sign him this upcoming summer. And his name is Guilherme Rook, or as he's known as Gui Rook. Now, Guyruk is a 14-year-old. Yes, I said that right. 14 years old. These players are getting younger and younger. Pretty soon, we're going to be signing babies as they come out of the womb. But pretty crazy. 14-year-old midfielder who currently plays for Valladolid and who Barcelona want to sign this upcoming summer. Now, Real Madrid have been tracking the young Guyruk for several seasons now. They tried to sign him before. It didn't work out. He ended up going to a different team. And then he joined Valladolid in 2021. And Real Madrid have been trying to sign him since 2021. So for the past almost 3 years, Real Madrid have been trying to sign him. And it hasn't worked out. We don't know if it's because Valladolid don't want to let go of him or if it's the player and his entourage who don't want to go to Real Madrid. We don't know that. But one thing is for sure is that Barcelona have now joined the race for this youngster. Barcelona's scouts have been watching him closely for quite some time, and they've been providing the club a lot of positive reports. And Barcelona are now heavily interested in signing Guyruk, and they want to sign him this upcoming summer. So Barcelona will be working these upcoming few months on establishing communication with the player's entourage and trying to kind of like lure him to Barcelona because, again, they really want to sign him this summer. But of course, Barcelona will be having a lot of competition because not only are Real Madrid heavily interested in signing the young Guyruk, but there's also competition from PSG, and there are other clubs in Brazil who are looking to sign the youngster and bring him back to Brazil. And the clubs who are interested in him are Palmeiras, Cruzeiro, and Flamengo. So Barcelona definitely have their work cut out as far as convincing the 14-year-old midfielder to join Barcelona. But nonetheless, do remember this name, Guyruk, because there's a lot of talks about him from scouts saying kind of he's the next best thing. There's a lot of expectations out of this youngster. They say he has the highest ceiling out of any Brazilian player. So even if he doesn't join Barcelona, make sure you remember this name because it will be coming up a lot, especially if he does end up living up to his expectation. He could be the next best thing in the midfield as far as Brazilian players. All right, let's get back to the chat section, and then we will talk about Andreas Christansen and the possibility of him being displaced on that team. Okay, let's see. Yomi says, hey Mo, do you agree that Barca should just focus on killing games versus bothering about how referees will officiate? Yes, 100%. I say this every video or every post-match live analysis. I always say the same thing, and this is not any invention of mine. This was strictly from Johan Cruyff himself, the master, who always believed that if you do your job on the field, dominate your opponent, create the chances, score goals, then the refereeing does not matter. And, we saw this at the beginning of last season where there was a couple of games where there were clear penalty calls that weren't called in favor of Barcelona, but every single one of those matches, we ended up 4 or 5-0. So we didn't even talk about the refereeing in that case because who cares? We won 4-0. Would a penalty made it 5-0? Sure, but we still won. And that's what Barcelona need to focus on. They need to focus on dominating the opponent, creating the chances, scoring goals, because when you do that, then the referee does not matter. If you're up by 3-4 goal difference, who cares if they didn't call a penalty in your favor? You're still winning. All right, let's see. Musa says, hi, Mo. Thank you so much for your great work, and I want you to give us information about the situation of Joshua Kimmich. Thank you, Musa, for your comment. There is no information. Joshua Kimmich is not coming to Barcelona. Most likely, he's going to be renewing with Bayern Munich. Let's see. Ryan says, hi, Mo. First time joining the live stream. Keep up the good work. Is there any top left back that would suit Barca? Thank you, Ryan, for joining the live stream. Hopefully enjoy and hopefully join more. There's a few options. There's Alex Baye, who's currently on loan. He's an academy product. He's currently on loan. There's talks about him, being kind of like Balde's substitute. There's also, oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? There's another one. Hector Fort. He's currently with Barca Athletic. There's also talks about him being Balde's substitute. So there's two options within Barcelona. And then as far as signings, there of course Vanderson. But again, I don't think we need to go somewhere else. I think between Fort and Baye, I think we have pretty good decent or pretty good options as far as alternating with Balde, because as I reported before, Marcos Alonso is leaving this summer, so we will need a substitute for Balde. So again, Fort and Valle, two good options to have on the team, and we don't have to really spend anything because there already are players. Young Braveheart says, I get mad when the players are stopped and asking for offside calls and fouls. I wish we keep playing until the ref blow the whistle. I mean, that's just part of the sport. When a call doesn't go your way, it's natural. You're going to get mad. You're going to try to talk to the referee. I never understood it, because no matter what you say to the ref, no ref is going to be like, oh, you know what? You're right. I was wrong. Let me reverse the call. That has never happened. So I never understood. Not when just Barcelona players, all football players from all different teams and leagues do it. I never understood why, because like I said, the refs never really change the decisions. But it's normal in the moment, in the heat of the moment. You get mad. You're like, hey, what the hell? It's natural. So anyways, all right, let's get back to the news, because it's being reported that Íñigo Martinez could end up displacing Andreas Christansen. Now, Íñigo Martinez, of course, he had a slow start to the season, because when he came to Barcelona, he had an injury that he had to recover from. And even once he recovered from his injury, of course, it takes players some time to adapt to their new team. But in the last 3 matches, Íñigo Martinez has been absolutely phenomenal, on top of his form, an absolute beast. He might not be the fastest defender, but he's someone who can really read the field. He knows how to position himself well, which allows him to intercept passes or to provide excellent, well-timed tackles that end up completely, dissipating the opponent's attack. He did an excellent job against Real Madrid, an excellent job against Athletic Club de Bilbao, and an excellent job in the Champions League as well. Of course, for people who've been following Íñigo Martinez for quite some time, it's no surprise. Íñigo Martinez has always been a top-rated center back in the entire Spanish league. He's one of those old-school center backs, kind of like a Carlos Puyol, really physically strong, really good with the tackles. So no surprise at all that he's been doing absolutely great. And of course, he is Xavi's request. Xavi personally asked for Barcelona to sign Íñigo Martinez from Athletic Club de Bilbao. As I mentioned before, Xavi always wanted a left-footed center back, and Íñigo Martinez was Xavi's personal request, who now is doing absolutely great. Now, the fact that Íñigo Martinez has now risen to prominence and is living up to Xavi's expectations, the question is, what's going to happen with Andreas Christansen? Because, of course, we do have Araujo, Koundé, and we have Eric Garcia on loan. And while it seems that the consensus is that if a good offer comes for Andreas Christansen, that Barcelona would consider offloading him. Now, you might ask why. Well, the thing is, Xavi's two number one options. There's his starting center backs are, of course, Araujo and Koundé. He believes these are the 2 best center backs in the world, that they play completely in a different league. So in Xavi's eyes, the starting center backs are Araujo and Koundé. Then you have Íñigo Martinez, who is Xavi's personal request, who's doing absolutely great. So that's someone that Xavi would love to have as a rotating center back to rotate with Araujo and Koundé. And then we have Eric Garcia, who's doing absolutely amazing in Girona, and who could come back and then be, kind of like the 4th center back, who could also rotate with Araujo and Koundé. So as far as Christansen, he did arrive for free. So if Barcelona receive a big offer for him, it would be a huge win for the club, because the entire offer would be 100% profit. So this is why Christansen would kind of be the one who would be cut. I personally don't like this at all. I think Andreas Christansen is an exceptionally amazing center back, one of the best in the world. I would prefer Christansen over Íñigo. Yes, Íñigo is doing amazing, but nonetheless, Christansen, I think, is doing maybe a little bit better. And even if he wasn't, even if he was just as good, Christansen is 26, where Íñigo is 32. So, Christansen is in his prime. He is 6 years younger. So I would really, really hate to see this, but nonetheless, that's the news. And, I'm just here to give you the news. So don't shoot the messenger, but it looks like Íñigo could end up displacing Christansen, which again, I would hate to see, but let me know your opinions down in the comment section or in the chat. Okay, let's see. Where did we leave off? Joshua says, "Hey Mo, any news about Gabriel Moscardo?" He's on Barcelona's radar. You know, Barcelona will try to sign him next summer. We'll see. Again, the club's hands are very tied as far as signings because of the economy of the club. So he's definitely on the list. We'll see if Barcelona will make a move for him. We'll see how much money Corinthians want for him. That's another thing. You know, Brazilian clubs, usually when they have a young star that European clubs are after, they always look to cash out. You know, a lot of these clubs, they're not necessarily wealthy. So if one of their players all of a sudden catches the attention of a big club, they really look to make a lot of money off him. So we'll see if Barcelona will be able to afford him. But he's definitely on Barcelona's list as future center backs. He's actually Deco's favorite option for that pivot position. All right, Carlos says, I hope they don't sell Christensen. He's a beast. You can also use him as a CDM2 if needed. 100% agree. I would hate to see that happen. But, you know, that's the news. Fibsy says, Christensen is definitely a better defender and more future-proof. Agree 100%. D says, what is the email for the channel? So the email, if you go to the under info, the info tab in my channel, the email's there. I think it's barca.news29@gmail.com. But it's definitely under the info news, the info tab. Abbas says, how do I get in touch direct with Barcelona? I want Barcelona to have the start the player who is from Africa in their famous La Masia Academy so that the player can grow even better. I don't think Barcelona have an email address for suggestions or anything like that. So I don't think I can help you there. John says, you think Abe gonna play this year? Who's Abe? Anyways. Let's see. Jason says, Mo, what made you a Barca fan? For me, it was Ronaldinho. Exactly. That's exactly. Actually, my intro video of the channel explains that. But the reason was Ronaldinho. The first World Cup I ever watched was the 2002 World Cup in Japan and Korea. And, you know, at the time, Brazil, with the Jogo Bonito, you know, where Ronaldinho and Rivaldo and Ronaldo Nazario and, you know, all these Roberto Carlos, Cafu, you know, all these amazing players. So I used to follow the Brazilian team. Of course, that's the year Brazil won their 5th World Cup. And I was absolutely in love with Ronaldinho. I loved his flair. I loved the way he would just play football like he was dancing samba. You know, that famous Jogo Bonito that unfortunately we don't see much of it lately. So that's how I became a Barca fan, because I was a huge Ronaldinho fan. And then when Ronaldinho signed for Barca, I became a Barcelona fan. So this was a long time ago, but nonetheless, that's how I became a Barca fan. All right, let's do one last bit of news and then we'll do a few more comments. But it's time to talk about stadiums, and we'll talk about Barcelona and Real Madrid stadium, starting with Barcelona stadium. Of course, we all know the Spotify Camp Nou right now is undergoing major renovations, completely getting overhauled. It's going to have a roof. It's going to extend the capacity from 99,000 to 110, I think, thousand. It's going to have dining options. It's going to have a campus. It's going to have, you know, event space. It's going to have all these cool things. And a new thing that Barcelona just announced today is that they will be building kind of like a memorial section. And the memorial section will have 2 parts. One part where people can put the urns with the ashes of their loved ones. I think that's kind of creepy, but nonetheless, it's available. If you have a family member who's a huge Barcelona fan and he passes away, you can cremate him and put his ashes, the urn containing his ashes, in this memorial. Of course, you would have to pay for it. And then the other part of the memorial will be plaques. There's going to be a 9,000 available plaques, so you can, you know, pay to have your plaque, like your name, on a wall. It'd be a glass plaque with LED behind it. And of course, amongst those plaques is going to be also Barcelona legends. So there'll be a plaque for Cruyff, a plaque for Pep Guardiola, and you can have your plaque amongst those people, which you would also have to pay for. And that's the newest announcement from Barcelona as far as the Espai Barça. The second stadium I want to talk about is the Santiago Bernabeu, who, as you already know, is also undergoing major renovations, complete overhaul for the Real Madrid stadium. And the reason I bring this up is because Real Madrid will be asking for another loan in order to complete the stadium. Now, when Florentino Perez first announced the total overhaul or the total renovation of the Santiago Bernabeu, he said that it would cost 700 million euros. And well, the stadium has cost more than double of that. And so far, the roof has not been finished, and Real Madrid have already ran out of money. The money they had already borrowed, they already spent all of it, and they're going to have to request another loan for 375 million euros. So Real Madrid, they need another 375 million euros to finish the roof of the Santiago Bernabeu, which will bring the total cost of their stadium to 1.5 billion euros. Yes, you heard that right. 1.5 billion euros, where Florentino Perez had initially announced that it would cost 700 million euros. So he said it would cost 700. It ended up costing 1.5 billion euros. Again, more than double. And the reason I bring this up is because this entire past 2 years, all we've heard about the Madrid-based media or all the mainstream media outlets in Spain about Barcelona and their economic levers, and Barcelona are broke, and Barcelona have all this debt, and Barcelona are a loser club, and Barcelona are a total failure. Look at all this money they owe. Look, they're gonna owe more money for the Spotify Camp Nou. But yet today, when a few outlets, the really small outlets, broke this news that Real Madrid, they're gonna have to borrow another 375 million to finish the roof of their stadium. Total and absolute silence. Not a single major outlet reporting about this. Not us, not Marca, not any of those. Which just goes to show again, which I always keep talking about, the total bias of Spanish media outlets, where when it comes to Barcelona, it's a big problem. Barcelona borrow money. When it comes to Real Madrid, not a single peep, which is an absolute joke. And again, one of the main reasons why I decided to start my channel, because I was sick and tired of the mainstream media in Spain and their propaganda to constantly hurt Barcelona and make Real Madrid like this total saints of a club that nothing can go wrong with them. So here we are. All right, so that's all the news for today. Let's do a few more comments, and then we will end the live stream. And then again, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment. Again, YouTube just redid their algorithm where comments and likes actually do a lot more than views and subscriptions. You know, without, it's weird, but the more comments and likes a video gets, the more YouTube promotes it. If it doesn't get that much likes or comments, then YouTube just buries it under the million other videos that are on YouTube. Okay, Valerian says, hey, Marc Bernal should get chance in the first team. He will. I talked about this in a previous video, but Marc Bernal is a player that Xavi is counting on calling up to the team pretty soon. Mohammed says, hi, Mo. It's 11:47 p.m. and I'm watching from Liberia. Thank you for watching from Liberia, and thank you for staying up late to watch the live stream. I really appreciate it. Let's see, what else? NJ says, not gonna lie, Hector Ford potentially became great sub for Joao Cancelo for the future. Yes. And P says Taylor Swift. All right. Are you a Taylor Swift fan or? Oh, okay. I see why he says that. Because Abbas says Balde was robbed for not making it to the top 4 in the Golden Boy Award. I agree. He did get robbed, but what can you do? The Real Madrid machinery is really strong when it comes to marketing. They're already, they've already started the campaign to have, what's his name? Bellingham to get the Ballon d'Or next year. All right, King City says, Mo, I laugh when I hear Madrid fan talk like in the 2000s they were going bankrupt and had to sell their trading field and 100% TV rights. Yeah, they had to do that. I talked about this in a previous video. In fact, their stadium, they had to sell 30% of rights to 6th Street so they can get the money for the stadium. Now they're getting more loans. But yeah, you're not going to hear any of this in the mainstream media. All they talk about is Barcelona and their economic levers, but they won't talk about Real Madrid and all the levers they've had to activate and all the money they continue to have to borrow. But it is what it is. Sarun says, can he compare Pau Prim versus Marc Bernal versus Casado? You know what? That's a good idea. And I'm gonna try to make a video really short, compare all three. So really good suggestion. Thank you for that suggestion. I'll try to make a short video comparing all three. All right, NJ says Laporta should be president till he dies. Unfortunately, there is a limitation on how many times you can run. So I don't think that's possible. And Young Braveheart says, I agree more than using Spain, and all these haters piss me off like crazy. I can't stand it. I can't either. And again, this is why I decided to make this channel. Just wanted to have, kind of like a different perspective, a more, I guess Barcelona focused perspective. But anyways, all right, guys. Thank you 1,000 times. Thank you for tuning into the live stream, for your comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, again, leave a comment. It really, really helps this channel continue to grow. Sorry, guys, my internet just completely skipped on me. Anyways, as I was saying, as of late, I don't know why, but the channel, like the growth of the channel has completely stagnated, has dropped to a very, very low level, the lowest level since the channel was started. So again, make sure to hit that like button, comment, help this channel continue to grow so I can continue bringing you Barcelona news. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good night or good morning wherever you are in the world. And as always, be scarce.